is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge, located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Dead
What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for now.
How do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say there?
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and...
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, where you can see some great shows this weekend, some great comedy shows this weekend. Governor's in Levittown, McGuire's in Bohemia, and the Brokerage in Belmore. Go to govs.com, find out the full schedule, and get yourself some reservations to check out all the shows. Good morning, DJ D-Love. Good morning, Kirsten O'Flaherty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast, coming at you from Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Please, it's not above my head or above anybody's head. Please like and share our shows. Hit that thumbs up thing right there on YouTube. and
up thing.
The heads up icon. And share the show. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, especially this one since it's live right now. Please share it all over the place. And we appreciate all the support very, very much. And YouTube is the place where we will be reading your comments this morning and interacting with you guys. We have a very special show today. We have Mark White. He will be on the phone with us in a little while. Mark White has parted ways with the Spin Doctors, the band that he is known with, the legendary band. Wow, they've been around for over 30 years already. Many hits, Two Princes and Little Miss Can't Be Wrong and a bunch of other great tunes. Great band. Had a great run in the 90s. Towards the end of the 90s, they had some trouble and they split up. In the early 2000s, the four original key members got back together and have been an active band again ever since, and have put out some of the best music, in my opinion, some of the best music of their careers, in the 2000s. But it's definitely not. Their music doesn't get as heard as it, as wide as it did in the 90s, but still a great band, still an active band, tremendous live show.
Oh, completely.
And but now Mark, a member of the band, for off and on, but mostly for the past 30 plus years. Out from the band, and we're going to get the scoop. We're going to get the skinny. We're going to get the deets.
The skinny.
The skinny.
The deets.
The skinny and the deets.
We're so old.
We're so nerdy. We're so out of touch. But yeah, so we'll be talking to Mark in a little while. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Andy Plajanos played at McGuire's this past Friday night.
Good for him.
So looking forward to hear how that went.
Nice job.
Absolutely. All right. How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I was just kind of thinking about just this morning. Like we woke up, power outage on our road.
Mm-hmm. Woke up to no power this morning.
Woke up to nothing.
And
of course,
that's a story of your
I always
life.
have like bills hanging all over like my desk, and I was cleaning and making things tidy, so I threw out all my like old, because I have. It's not like I'm not paying my bills. They pull it out of my account. I have it all electronically done. So I just have this like paper bill that comes in the mail. I'm like, I don't need these. So I throw them out. And this morning, I'm like, what's my account number? So I was like trying to like call them. I'm like, I'm just going to report it. Because I was going to do it just in text form. Because you could tell them in text form. Because I hate to talk to people. But then I had to call.
All right. I'm so lost with everything you're talking about.
Why? Really? You didn't follow that?
No.
You didn't follow any of that?
I followed some of it.
Okay.
So you had a paper bill for who?
The power company.
Oh, just
what are
so
we
you
talking about? Keep up.
I have all these paper bills, and I threw them all out. They're all power company bills?
Yeah, there was a big stack. That's what I threw out. Yes, to answer your question, yes, that's what I threw out, the stack of power bills.
So, and you needed it wide? Oh, to find out about when
my
the power's
account
coming?
number, yeah. Because, you can look up, the number to the power company, but, the first question was, and enter your account number. So I didn't have it. So I was like, I have to talk to a guy. Which I was worried about because it's, it's a holiday. So I don't know if anyone would be in the office.
So we had no power, so you just figured, all right, I'm just going to clean instead, since I have nothing else to do?
No, I threw it out yesterday or a few days ago.
Oh.
Wow. You should take up coffee. Coffee would be good.
You should take a...
Shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah, all right. So we woke up this morning, the power was out. You couldn't handle it.
What do you mean I couldn't handle it?
You were all stressed out.
I wasn't stressed out.
Yeah, she's all over the place trying to...
I'm stressed out as opposed to you who just was laying there.
Well, right, what are you going to do?
It'll just get done. So I guess I'm stressed compared to comatose.
Well, no, I'm going to explain. Oh. Did I interrupt you as you were talking about all your... No, I didn't.
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
So she's like turning on all the switches. So when the power comes on, I can tell. I know when the power's on. It's like...
Well, you want one light on so that when it does come on, you know that things are working.
And I tell you the same thing every time the power goes out. Right next to me in bed, right next to the bed, on my side of the bed, is a leg that gets plugged in. So when you hear the leg start charging again, well, then the power's on.
Well,
So, but it was more than that. So, yeah, she gets out of bed. She hears somebody walking around downstairs. Oh, I better get up so I can start telling people the power's out, because they won't figure that out on their own.
Well, they'll want to know. Like, teenagers don't understand. Can I use? Can I still shower? Can I? What won't work? What will work? Like, we have a gas stove. They could cook something in the oven, but they can't use the microwave.
We don't have little kids in the house. You have a genius who's going to be 18 in a couple of months, and he's the youngest one.
Yeah, but he's the one that got up.
Right. So that's my point. You didn't have to get up.
I don't know. Just wanted to talk to him and be like, yeah, the power's out. What's wrong with talking to your kids in the morning? I'm just going to lay in bed and watch you stare at the ceiling and do nothing. I wanted to talk to him and discuss what's happening. There's a truck coming. That's freaking out that I want to go down and explain to the rest of the family what's going on.
Well, yes, because they're not idiots and they're not young.
Yes, they are.
But then, so you do come back to bed, and I hear a truck outside, so I go, oh, I think that might be the power truck.
Which is weird, because it's not even named the same name as the company that's so weird. Explain that, too.
What? Explain that they sent out an outside contractor to fix the...
Yeah, and you can't even pronounce the word on this company. What is it?
Does any of this really matter? You just want them to fix the damn electric.
Yeah, right.
Asplund. ASPLUNDH.
Yeah, that's the truck in front of our house.
That's the company. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Asplund.
But nothing good's going to come from this truck. They can't even figure out a real freaking name to use.
But it's actually spelled Asplund.
Yeah.
Asplund.
Yeah, it's weird.
Asplund. We used to say that at work. I used to work at the phone company, so it's another utility, and we used to go to a job, and they'd be there too, like, oh, Asplund is here. It's our little joke. But all right, so this was the big thing. So once they showed up, you could not walk away from the window.
Well, why not watch them and see what they're doing? They're in cherry pickers. It's kind of cool.
Watching these hunky linemen in
the cherry pickers.
In their cherry pickers. I wish they were picking my
There's
cherry.
a whole porn site on cherry pickers.
Is there?
No, I don't know. What do I know?
I don't know. You surprised me for a second there.
Wow.
But that's my point. You're staring at the window. You're like, oh, look at the cherry pickers go.
I always hold my breath when I'm looking out the window.
Watching linemen.
In cherry pickers.
And wondering, oh, if I only had a whole lineman instead of this 3/4 of a guy that used to be a man.
Who's laying in bed making fun of me for doing things around the house.
Well, right. I said to her, I go,
why didn't you get up and help? You're complaining about me getting up and doing something. I don't know. I didn't know. I was thinking to myself, what if the power's out for a long time? Should I start a fire? You don't know.
You need help starting a fire?
No.
Right. It's a gas fire that you just
No, I mean the fireplace if it was going to be out for a long time. I don't want
Right. It's a gas
No, I mean the real fireplace.
What do you mean?
We have a fireplace in the den. I didn't know if it was going to come down to that. I was thinking about that. Do I have wood in the shed? There's a lot to think about when the power goes out. What if it was 2 nights ago and it was 1 degree out and all we'd have was the gas fireplace in the front of the house, but nothing to heat the house in the back of the house, and a pipe's going to explode. The pipes freeze. So I was thinking about that. So I was checking my phone to see when's the next day it's going to freeze, which isn't until Thursday. There's a lot of things that go into
Right. Well, that's
life.
the thing. It wasn't Saturday, this big freezing day.
Who knows if it was going to be today?
And you had the water running so the pipes won't freeze.
Yeah. But the whole house is freezing, You
wasn't,
can't just rely on one side of the house to be warm.
It wasn't that cold this morning. And and if they did say, if they did tell you, yes, it's going to be several hours, possibly days, then we would have sprung into action.
Yeah, so I
like
like to plan, and then if I don't have to spring, then I don't have to spring.
The truck showed up within an hour or so of us waking up. So it's not like we had to get up and start running around and saving freezing
However,
children.
there actually was one time that I called today and there were already 16 homes out right on our block. But one time I called and I was the first call. I go oh, I'm just checking to see. I'm sure you know. And they're like, oh no, we don't. I'm like, how was I the first call? So, I just wanted to make sure I called and make that they knew.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the worst part was when one of the times you did come back to bed because I convinced you. So just calm down. They're not going to work any. I actually did say this to you. They're not going to work any faster with you at the window.
He did say that. And it was a little bit more loving, not so
Yes, it
snotty
was.
as he's pretending. He's so much nicer. If you only knew how nice he is to me when we're not on the show.
Oh, yeah, this is all totally.
Sometimes I'm shocked when I'm sitting here. I'm like,
And I do. I have to remind her a lot of times. Like, I'm just messing around because we're on the show.
yeah, you don't mind that I kick you in the dick anyway, just to make myself feel better.
Goodness. Well, you kind of did. That's exactly where I was going with this. So I finally convinced her to come back to bed.
I did kick him in the dick.
She comes to bed, and I don't know what she did.
Well,
she
no, I was touched. I was like, oh yeah, that's a really good point. Let me just lay back in bed with you. So it was supposed to be a romantic thing.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're into pain, you freak.
Yeah.
She freaking headbutts me.
Yeah, I did.
On the side of the face, which still, actually, I went like this just now, and it hurt.
He's a little bit more tender than I am. I could explain that too.
I'm fragile.
He's very
I'm
sensitive.
I've lost parts, man. I'm broken.
If he hits his head or I don't know, a splinter hits its finger, it's it's the end of the world.
I can handle, I handled an amputation and cancer just fine. Okay, what do we got to do? And I faced it.
You don't like the surprise, maybe.
But yeah, a thing like a paper cut or suddenly hitting your head on something, I can't. Yeah, I'm like, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, the first couple of times he hit his head or banged his elbow, he overreacted so bad that I actually thought he was kidding. So here he's in pain, and this is years ago. Here he's in pain. I was like, ha ha ha, when I realized that he was.
We're missing
serious.
the point here. The point is, you came in head first, right into my face.
I didn't even feel it. That's how little it was.
And then, before I could even react to this,
before he could complain about the headbutt,
she then knees me in the penis.
I need him right in the penis.
It was like bing bang.
Because I was curling up, he was laying flat, so I was curling up, and so when I
Curling
went
up.
to curl up, I kneed him with my knee.
I kneed him with my knee
Right
as opposed to kneeing him with your elbow.
Right in the junk. Yeah.
That's your romantic cuddling up to somebody?
Yeah.
Bam, boom, 2 shots, done.
Yep.
Like a sniper.
Yep.
So yeah, so now I was in pain.
So he was like, ah.
No, it was this. It was right here. And I still feel it. I'm not kidding. I really still feel it right here.
He's such a baby. He really, it's unreal.
Apology accepted.
Well, I said I was sorry at first, but then after a while, you're not even sorry anymore because it goes on for so long.
Hey, you see this great studio we have here? Do we have that angle up of the camera in the corner?
What camera in the corner? What do you mean?
Camera in the corner? How many cameras do we have in the corner?
Shut up.
No, we don't, right?
No, not really.
Okay. So, hey, if you know anybody that would like to start a podcast, you ever think of doing one yourselves with video, with phone call capability, with Zoom, with graphics, with picture-in-picture, and all sorts of cool stuff, and you get to do it from a great, legendary comedy club, Governor's Comedy Club, right here in Levittown. We have this beautiful studio that we hang out in and do our shows. Contact us through our Facebook page and say, hey, I'd like to do a video podcast. And we'll say, we'd love to have you. Come on in and let's talk. And we'll give you a good rate. So there you go. Andrew Fremder is watching. Hello. Happy Martin Luther King Day, he says. Do you say that? Do you say Happy Martin Luther King Day?
Sure, why not? You're celebrating his life.
We
You're
are
not
celebrating his life.
death. You're celebrating his life and everything that he did.
Mm-hmm. Great
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Sadly taken away way too soon.
Mm-hmm. Did
all
you
right.
hear Netflix was going up? Whole $1.50.
Oh, the price is going up.
Yeah.
$1.50 a month?
Yep.
Wow, yeah, that's a big raise.
Mm-hmm.
I did not hear that. So what is Netflix? What is it
what
now?
plan you have. And I don't even know what plan I have. Either I have the $10 plan or the $15 plan, and it goes up $1.50.
And they're both going up $1.50? So it'll be $11.50 or $16.50? Yeah, that's... I mean, I've been saying it from day one. It's just history repeating itself. You know, you had Cablevision, all their channels, and you had to pay through the nose. And now it's just starting all over again with streaming. And sooner or later, we'll be just paying through the nose for that.
And Amazon, like every time I want to watch a movie on Amazon, it's never there. We always have to pay the $4.
Yeah, I don't understand. So you have to pay monthly for that too?
Well,
and then pay for the movie you're renting?
Not really. If you have, if you have Amazon Prime,
okay,
which I always get because you get your stuff like a little bit quicker, and no mailing fee.
Oh, okay.
So it's worth it. So I have that anyway, and then so
that's included in it.
So it's included, but so if you just watch all the stuff on Amazon that isn't charged, it's fine. But every single time we want to watch a movie,
so how much is it for Prime?
I don't even remember anymore. I think it's like $99 or something a year.
Wow. So you're paying $99 a year to save on shipping costs for the stuff you buy. And the stuff you buy, is it discounted because you have this membership?
You get it quicker, and I think that's it. And then you get, the Amazon TV.
Can you rent them? Can you rent these movies from Amazon without the Prime membership?
Probably. I don't know.
I'm thinking this is not worth it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because if you buy... Maybe it is worth it because shipping can be anywhere from $3 to
it adds
$10.
up. I remember when I first looked into it, I was like $99. For all I know, it's like $200 right now. That's like. But when I first signed up, it was $99.
I personally don't think the shipping is any quicker than if you don't have Prime. That's just my opinion. But yeah, you're still paying $4 for a movie, which pisses me off.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I don't like about either one. Like they don't have. There's a lot of movies they don't have.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I still like the physical thing. Like I don't buy movies as much, but I still buy my CDs. But
yeah,
it bothers me. And I don't like how they charge. So Netflix though, so it's $10 to $15 a month for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see that's a good deal.
It's not bad. And we watch Netflix a lot. Like what did we watch? Did we watch Amazon last night or Netflix?
We watched Amazon last night.
And did we buy it?
Yes.
Oh, fuckers.
See, at least Apple TV, you have to buy their original content, but you're not paying for the membership. Apple, getting an Apple ID is free, and you just go on iTunes and you just start buying your stuff.
Okay.
So at least that's okay.
I guess.
Because there's so who's just telling me the other day? Somebody was telling me, what's it called? The Morning Show? Is that what it's called? With Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell and Reese Witherspoon? Somebody was telling me that's good.
But it's on Apple?
It's on Apple, so you have to pay for it. But
okay.
I will go out and find it.
Yeah, you'll find it.
My
You're good at
download
that.
websites.
I don't know why we don't. I don't know why we don't do that instead of buy an Amazon movie 3 times a weekend.
Yeah, it depends on the movie. I might not be. Some movies are harder to find than others. Although that movie last night that we watched,
it. I bet you would have been able to find that.
That movie last night, I probably could have found. Yeah, maybe.
We watched that 3 Identical Strangers. Remember that? Like it's a true story about those triplets that were adopted out to different families and ran into each other.
Right, they didn't know each other even existed.
Yeah.
And it was right here in New York.
Yeah,
in fact, one of them lived
New Hyde Park.
New Hyde Park, right, which is a town here about a half hour west of us.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, pretty much close to the Queen border.
Yeah.
Amazon is cool. The other day I ordered a chicken and an egg. I'll let you know which came first. I'm going to do that. That's my the reaction from that one.
You're going to hurt yourself and complain for 3 hours about it.
Well, doesn't hurt as much as a Fremder joke.
No, that is true. What else did you... Oh, are you going to talk about Don?
I was, but I that's it? That's what we were going to say about the movie?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we could talk more about it. I actually read a book called Identical Strangers, and the 2 women that wrote the book was on this... on this movie also, and the same thing happened to them. The one girl went in, she was in her 20s, and she went into the adoption agency to say, hey, I'm of age now, I'd really like to find my birth mother. And they're like, oh, your mother passed away, unfortunately, from like some weird shit like schizophrenia,
Goodness.
something.
Wow.
She's like, but you have a twin sister. She's like, oh my
What?
God. So they met up and they found out like so many things were similar, from things like they both studied abroad for a semester in Italy, which is kind of weird.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, they what else? They both went into film, like behind the scenes of the film, like always like really interested in like, you know, the camera work and how that, and in their first semester of college, they both tried to commit suicide.
In their first semester of college.
Yeah, so it was like crazy
Goodness.
stuff.
Well,
And-
right. Well, that was really the kind of, the plot of this movie was how kids who are adopted, how they have this inner deep-rooted issues, and it was. I shouldn't just say adopt the kids who are adopted. It was kids who were adopted from this one particular agency.
Yeah.
Which is now closed. But yeah, so these girls were from that agency. These triplets that the movie was about was from this agency, and yeah, it seems like a fun movie at first. Even their lives seemed fun at first when they first discovered each other. Made a lot of money. I mean, they did have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
They made a lot of money. They did some cool things, but they did end up having some problems. I mean, some big time problems, and I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler to say that one of the triplets, you know, is now dead. He committed suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, that's old news. So I don't think I'm giving a spoiler away in the movie, but
Plus, the movie's been out for a while, so.
it's been out for over 3 years already. I know. I was surprised. Yeah, I remember talking about it on this show.
Yeah.
When it first came out. So yeah, very, very interesting story. Wild story.
Yeah.
I can't even.
That's the whole study. Like the whole study, like it's the study of the dynamic interaction between genes and environment. And there's, you know, that was kind of the problem. Is this adoption agency was run by a psychiatrist who wanted to know, you know, and he was actually from Austria, you know, like back with like the whole Holocaust thing, and he wanted to do studies. He wanted to know nature versus nurture, and they handpicked parents. They picked birth mothers that had psychological issues who were putting their kids up for adoption, and they picked different forms of life, like a wealthier family would be able to adopt one of the twins, and a middle-class family was able to adopt the other twin, and how parenting might counteract whatever psychological problems the infants would have. And it was this whole study, and they had to sign this thing when they adopted the babies. They said, now we're keeping track of the infant, so however several times a year someone would come and do like a study on the babies, toddlers, like however old they were, up until all through elementary school, to see how they were all behaving and how they all were interacting with their family, if there were any problems. And the one that committed suicide, he was diagnosed with having bipolar.
Repeat after me.
What?
Toddlers.
Toddler.
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 What do you say?
Toddler.
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 I stick a little A in there?
Yeah.
Oh, toddler.
Yeah. So you're saying toddler.
Yeah.
Toddler.
I do.
Toddler.
Toddler.
Jewelry.
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 Anyway, it was all right. It was a good, interesting.
Kirsten said she's been wanting to see it. I recommend it. I think it was great. I think it was a really interesting, great documentary, depressing and sad. And it's interesting. I don't want to give any more away about, the triplets and, how things go for them. But I thought it was a really good documentary.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So go check that out. Especially, again, that they're around here. I remember it when it actually happened. I mean, these guys were all over the place.
Sure. Yeah, I bet.
So you wanted to talk about Don, you said?
Yeah.
Don Sill, host of Donversations, host of Top Fives, and co-host with us on Saturday nights. Mm-hmm. We are returning this Saturday for Green Room. Very excited about that. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least a month. I think it's more than that. I think we did one in December, maybe two. But yeah, it's been a while. So looking forward to that. Donversations and Top Fives, I believe, might be on hiatus. But coming back very soon. Don's been taping the Top Fives. He's been recording them and editing them. They're coming back. If it's not on this week, probably definitely February. If not sooner. We went to the Long Island Indoor Lacrosse team. They have they play their games right here at Nassau Coliseum, which is only maybe a 10-minute drive from here. And Don works for the team. He does.
He's a lacrosse player?
Yeah, he's a fantastic lacrosse player. He does their graphics. If you look on the screen and see, like, Let's Get Loud, and all the sporting events, and they have that meter, for everybody to get loud. Don has that. He has all sorts of graphics for the team. And like in between plays or when there's a timeout or something, you'll see, any sport does this. They ask a player a question, what's your favorite TV show? And they show all the players, I like Friends, I like Sopranos, I like whatever. And they, Don does all that for the Long Island Riptide. Actually, I think it's New York Riptide, I think.
Oh, is it?
The Riptide. That's the name of the Long Island lacrosse team. So Don does all the graphics. Amazing job as always. I find myself a lot just sitting there watching the graphics instead of the game.
Because he makes these like cool mini movies. Like they're great. They're really great.
And we are working on trying to get some of the players in here to do the show with us. And I hope not to hurt our chances, but I'm just going to say the team. I think they're 5 games into the season, and they have not won a game yet.
Yeah, but the other night was very, very, very,
well, let's
very,
preface
very,
this.
very close.
So we've gone. They just started indoor lacrosse here on Long Island at the Coliseum in the 90s. They first brought it in, I think it was 87, 88, 89, something like that. And it lasted, we're very strong until probably like the late 90s, 98 maybe, give or take. And the team started to fall apart. The team was running out of money, and they weren't doing well. The interest really waned, and so they closed up. They tried to bring it back. It's got to be, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago or so. The Long Island Knights, and they were awful, and they lasted one whole season. They were gone. So now they brought these guys in. They started last year. We went, I think, to one game last year, and it was awful.
It was really bad.
And then we went to a game, and we were keeping track a little bit. These guys unfortunately did not have a winning record. They weren't doing well. We went to a game in December, and it was still just as bad. I mean, getting completely blown out. Not just like a good. It wasn't a loss where like, all right, well, they played well, it just didn't go their way. Like they weren't close games.
They lose by like 5 all the time.
More than that, and and which is like, for you hockey fans out there, it's like scoring 6 or 7 goals. It's just not supposed to happen. Or in baseball, when when a team scores 20 runs, it's just not supposed to happen. That's where this was. But then, so like Sallie said, this past Saturday, which I think it had a lot to do with us, by the way.
Yeah.
We get there, we sit down, we didn't like our seats. So this place at the very most gets filled up maybe half. I don't even think it's that much.
Maybe.
So Sallie, being the rebel that she is, which she always does this at sporting events, I have to say. Let's go sit somewhere else.
I do. I do that.
For Pete's sake, just sit down.
No, I can't.
Oh, but
I can't spend 2 hours staring at the back of some guy's head.
Well, this time it was justified. We had seats. We had front row seats right on the floor. But for a lacrosse game, those are horrible seats because you can only see like what's going on right in front of you. You can't see the rest of the field.
Yeah.
So immediately sounds like, let's switch seats. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. So we switch seats. They have...
Well, like when you take me to a Mets game and we go to sit down and you're like, what's the problem? And the sun is blaring right in my face. I'm like, do you... Like, I'm Irish. Like,
but
I
it's
can't
different at a Met
sit.
game. People go to Met games. You're going to get... You have to sit where you're going to sit. You're going to get tossed or you're going to be told to move. And that's one thing. I I don't want
He
to move
doesn't
from seat to seat and
He
be
doesn't
told to
want
move.
anyone coming up to him being like, "You're in my seat," and then Tony will have to go, "Okay, I'll move over a seat."
Well, it's not just moving over a seat. What if you know?
In
if
that stadium, it is.
that stadium, not like Boston, where everybody goes, everybody sits, and everybody's in the shade. Everybody has fun. Everybody chants "Big Papi," even though he's not there anymore. They just love him.
I love Big Papi.
There you go. So we move, and they have this area. What do they call it? Oh, the sandbag? Is that what they call it? Is that what it was? The sandbar.
Yeah.
Which isn't much better, but it's an area behind one of the goals where all the seats are removed, and it's just this open space where there's a bouncy house and there's a snack stand, and the mascot hangs out there when he's not jumping on the field to do whatever he has to do, and there's just stuff.
The cheerleaders.
The cheerleaders are dancing around back there the whole game.
They have to stand in a row when they're not at halftime, and they have to do that move where they're like,
All right. Well, they do that in football too.
I'm like, these poor girls. I'm like, will you just let them
Poor
go, like,
girls.
hang around?
They're getting paid. They're getting exposure. There's not poor nothing.
So ridiculous.
Hello, Joan.
15 guys wouldn't stand up there.
15 guys do stand up there when they're cheerleaders.
Silly.
The poor mascot is bouncing around for 3 hours. There's a Spanish-speaking crossing guard on my corner. She always says the word lacrosse. I guess she must love sports.
Stop reading him right now. I'm serious. I'm gonna go take an Uber home. I'm not even shitting you.
Wow. See that, Fremder? You're making her mad. So
I had no electricity this morning. Stop it.
So Don is there working. He has his camera and he's trying to get some good action shots. So he's in this open area. So he texts me and he says, "I'll talk to security. I'm going to let you guys back here with me." Like, oh, it was Sallie and I and our daughter Sammy. So, and now that alone too, the fact that Sammy, I've told you guys, I've spoken about Sammy a million times here. Sammy's autistic, so it's nice to see her really enjoy something. So
She's a good sport, and she actually really likes sports. So.
Yeah, so it's fun to get out and do something fun with her.
Yeah.
So Don gets us back there. So we get back there pretty much just as the game was starting.
Yeah.
So we go back there. We're hanging out with Don, having a lot of laughs. Don's working, but we're having a lot of laughs with Don too, which is always the case. Don is just awesome. But the game starts out in typical Riptide fashion. Within the first, 3 minutes, I think they already scored 3 or 4 goals, the other team.
It didn't take long to be down by 5.
By the end of the first period, I think they were already down by 5 or 6.
Yeah.
By the end of by halftime, they were still, I think, down by
3.
I was going to say 4, give or take, around there somewhere. So it was looking like, it was going to be your typical, usual Riptide blowout. The crowd was kind of a little on a lull. And that's a lot of what Don and I talk about. He's like, do you think people are into this? Are they having fun? I was like, Don, we can talk about, the entertainment, what goes on in between periods and the mascot. We can talk about all that stuff as much as we want. First and foremost, you need a winning team. You need excitement. There's not that much checking that goes on. When we first started going in the late 80s, when we first started going to the New York, the indoor lacrosse at Nassau Coliseum for the New York Saints, there were fights, there was cross checking, it was high energy, exciting, thrilling, and I told him, I said, that's not here. But that starts with a winning team. You get a winning team, you build a buzz, people will start showing up. Just the fact that you have a lot of people here, that builds an energy. I said, but that's first and foremost. So, but then things started to change. And I think that's because we were in that area. We, because we're not normally over there. They brought us over there, and all of a sudden, boom, and it also starting the turnaround was the fact that they brought out the sleaze.
Yeah.
If you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll go to my Facebook page. You see that I posted it Saturday night before the game was even over. The sleaze. You must beat the sleaze. What is it a parody of?
I don't know.
Oh.
Kevin just said, "Mom, I need help."
What?
Allie threw up.
All right, so get somebody to clean, or he can clean it up. These kids. The other day, Kevin walks up to
He
Sallie.
does not like body fluids.
Well, too bad.
He
He's
can't-
not
he
home. You're not
can't-
home.
Some people can't do body fluids.
But when nobody else is home, you man up.
He doesn't have it in him.
The other night, he walks past Sallie. He goes, "Ma, I think I clogged the toilet," and he keeps walking.
Tony's head's spun around like, what? Yeah.
Like, no, thank you, no, please, or would you mind? Like, it's just assumed. Oh, Sallie will do it. And now this, you're working, little prick.
Mom, I need help. Urgent. Allie threw up. Please assist. So I just said, tell Cindy.
Good. I hope his girlfriend is watching me. Like, oh, my boyfriend's up.
Yeah,
Puss.
how am I going to marry this guy that can't even plunge a toilet? I worry about that.
She's out of there, and I don't blame her.
Like when Sam, like as Sam was growing up and he was like, oh, I don't want to touch that. I'd be like, all right, Sam, like you have to. And then he was like, oh, okay. But Kevin's like, no.
Look at this. Oh, I can't wait to
There's
get
like,
home and smack him.
No way.
This is gonna be awesome.
He doesn't have it in him.
So
He would, seriously, like if anyone threw up in his house, he'd probably just move. Like,
yeah,
can't
good luck
do it.
selling the house with puke all over it.
with a barf on the kitchen floor that you won't pick up until your mom travels 2 miles to.
I think I'm just going to call him Puss from now on. So, yeah, I don't know what Beat the Sleaze is a parody of. It's a parody of something. I forget what it is. But Don comes out as this character called the Sleaze, and he comes out bare-chested in a mask and a cape, which is my sexual fantasies of Don.
Oh, wow.
No shirt and a mask.
Wow.
Yeah. And they bring him out, and he has to run around the whole field.
Which is a lot.
But it's good. It's good exercise. And they bring a kid out. The kid has to race him, and of course the kid always wins and gets a prize. And you have to see it. If you haven't seen it, check it out on my Facebook page or come to a
He
game.
does a really good job.
He's hilarious.
He's very
he is
funny.
So freaking funny. And it was nice. They asked him after. They always, they talk to the contestants after, and they asked the Sleaze, so how does it feel out there? And he's huffing and puffing. No, he wasn't that bad. But he goes, well, first off, I'd like to give a shout out to my cousin Samantha.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's like, that was really cool.
And she didn't even hear it.
But
We had to tell her later. She's like, really?
yeah, well, I didn't tell Don that part, so thanks for blowing that.
Yeah, well.
But it's on video, so she can now hear it. Dick. So, yeah, so he does his thing, and he, and that, between us being on the one end zone and Don kicking ass as the Sleaze, boom. Second half, it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
It's a whole different team. The Riptide catches up. They tie the game, which I think the whole place was in shock.
Yeah.
Including themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe 15 seconds later, the opposite team scores again. Riptide comes back, ties it again, and this went back and forth for the rest of the game. And to make this even cooler, the team was from Texas. But to make this kind of cool was the Texas's goalie and our goalie are brothers.
Yeah, isn't
Which
that crazy?
nobody knew at the time. In fact, who figured it out?
You did.
I turned to you. I go, they have the same last name.
I was like, go.
So Don eventually makes his way back. He works for the team. I said, Don, I don't know. I'm like, but I Googled it and found out these guys are brothers. So they're going back and forth. Riptide ties, the other team scores. Riptide ties, the other team scores. I'm like, son of a bitch. And, so it was coming down to the last minute. Like, please, guys, you got to tie this up and hold them. And they did. Mm-hmm. They tied it up. They hold them. Goes into sudden death. So basically so they just play again. First team that scores, that's it, wins. So we're going into overtime, and we're probably about maybe 3 to 5 minutes in, and Riptide scores. Or so we thought.
Yeah, because we're all putting our jackets and going home.
The place is going nuts. Yes, people are starting to leave. The lights are flashing, music playing. Sure, but then we see that the players aren't moving. It's like, all right, what happened here? Turned out they challenged it. The referees check it out on the monitor. No goal.
Yeah.
No goal. It's like, son of a bitch.
They're fired now.
This game, and again, it was like a completely different team. This team who had around 7 or 8 goals against them before the first half, all of a sudden was holding them, and they weren't getting, the team wasn't getting any goals and hardly getting even the opportunity to get good shots in. The whole place was on edge. It went from like this laughing stock to this really good, incredible, fun, exciting game. Mm-hmm. So everybody's on the edge of the seats. Everybody's excited. Everybody's screaming, carrying on. And so the game...
Then the other team scores.
So the other... but it went on for almost 10 minutes, which is a long time for lacrosse.
Yeah, the other team scored, and then they challenged that.
They challenged it, so we had to wait. But turned out... Oh, no, that got shut down
so
also.
Then we're like, oh, no, that wasn't a goal.
Crap.
So we're like, no way. So now we're still in sudden
going.
death, and then they scored.
But eventually the other team did score. Probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 minutes in.
Yeah.
But nobody was walking out of there this time saying, oh, these guys suck. What a bullshit. At least we got a good game. They lost, but it was a good game. It was an exciting game, and it was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So, and that's all because of Don.
Yep. Yeah, it was a fun night. Everyone had a good time.
Kirsten says her daughter cleans up dog and cat puke.
Yeah, Sam's good about it too. Kevin, not so much.
Tell him to use a ton of paper towels. Right. So are you going to get home to find it sitting there?
Well, I don't know why Allie's throwing up. Cindy gave like all the dogs like one of those like bones, not the rawhide bones, but like the real like bones.
Real meaty bones.
Yeah, that are meant like they're like sold for a dog, so it's nothing dangerous. But sometimes they don't do well with it. I don't really like them having it, but whatever. But so I don't know. Maybe she's like throwing that up a little bit. But so I don't know what's going on. But that's why I just said tell Cindy.
Tell Cindy. He's not 5. Tell Cindy. She'll help you, little Kevin.
Cindy's a vet tech. I want to make sure she's okay.
All right, yeah. Tell Cindy to check the dog while you clean up the puke.
Yeah, he's not going to do it. There's zero chance of Kevin picking up dog vomit. There's nothing you could do or take away from him that he would touch animal fluid.
All right, his girlfriend's over. She throws up. Right now, she throws up. Is he going to pick it up?
No, I don't think so. No.
Break up with him.
Yeah, it's a flaw.
It's definitely a flaw.
Are we going to call Mark?
Yes, let's call Mark. It is time to get that Mark White on the phone. Phenomenal bass player of the band The Spin Doctors.
Mark White. It's like one name.
What's the matter? You can't find it? Just gave it to you.
Got it.
Good. Phenomenal bass player, member of the band The Spin Doctors since the 80s. The Spin Doctors hitting it big in the early 90s with that album, Pocket Full of Kryptonite, with lots of great tunes on that album. Little Miss Can't Be Wrong, Two Princes, Jimmy Olsen's Blues. What Time Is It? Great album. Why don't you... So, has been ousted from the band. They've been they broke up in the late 90s, got back together in the early 2000s, have been an active band ever since, still putting out music, still playing all over the country. Still a great band. Yeah, and they let Mark go. We're going to get the details from that Mark White in just another second. As soon as Sallie figures out what's going on over there. Dog puke is nothing compared to human puke, says Joan. Right. I know. But you should be able to pick one up, either one up. It's just life. Joan, hope you had a great birthday. What'd you do?
Hey, Mark, how are you? Do you
Who's
hear him?
this?
You hear him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, then why you keep asking me?
I don't know what she's doing. I have no idea what's going on there.
It's a woman, that's why.
He was talking to you, and you were ignoring him.
Oh, I wanted to get him on the air so that everyone could hear him.
But he said, "Who's this?"
I know, but I didn't have my headphones on. I had those on.
You couldn't hear him with those on?
Oh, man, it's so amateur night here up there, huh? That's cool.
Some things never change, pal. Some things never change. All right, so we thank you guys for waking up to talk to us this morning.
I didn't even go to sleep. I've been up this whole time.
Well, because you're a rock and roller. You're up all night with the sex and drugs and rock and roll.
No, I was playing Halo.
You're playing what?
A video game.
Playing video games? Well, no wonder they dumped your ass. I can't go on a tour. I'm playing a video game. What are you, 12?
No. I'm unemployed.
All right. Start from the beginning. Give us a scoop.
What do you mean?
What happened? What happened?
Wait, am I live on the airs right now?
Yeah.
People are listening to me right now?
Well, all 4 of them, but yeah.
Yeah, all 4 of them. That's
No,
right.
we're in double digits, I'll have you know.
Oh, really? What is 11?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the whole these I can't even believe it. I can't even believe I'm going through this. It's like it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we agree.
But first of all, New York turned into Nazi world, so I couldn't even go in there. And we had gigs there, and I was like, well, I'm not getting vaccinated, and I'm definitely not getting tested, and I'm definitely not wearing a damn mask. So they still wanted to do gigs, so, get another bass player. So that's what they did. We got another bass player. I was cool with it. And
Right, because that was
use my stuff.
Right, because that was just a temporary thing. He's just filling in until you were ready to come back.
Right.
Right,
And
okay.
So I was going to come back. But then it just got quiet. Like, Aaron stopped talking to me. Nobody was calling me. I wished him a happy Thanksgiving in the chat, but nobody said anything back to me.
Ah, that's
And
weird.
then what was it? Christmas came, blah, 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 whatever. And then the other day, somebody was like, hey, what's going on? I just talked to Chris, and they said they were going into the studio with another bass player. So I called up Jay, and I asked him what the hell was going on.
Now, let me just stop you. Who's Jay?
Jay's our manager.
Manager, okay. Just wanted
Who informed me that if I wanted to go into the studio, I would have to be vaccinated or take a test. Not like a test of, music test, but like a vaccine test. And then I'm like, who am I supposed to show that to? I mean, which one of those guys is in charge of the tests?
Right. Right.
So, no, we're all going to get tests. So we're all going to walk in there and show each other our tests. How many times do we have to do that? Like every other day? Are you serious? But they're vaccinated.
Right.
So if you're vaccinated, why the hell are you taking the test? Because you're vaccinated. You're not going to get COVID if you vaccinated, right? Isn't that what they told everybody? Go get your little shots, and you will be protected from the virus. So then, why do you care if I'm not vaccinated? Like, I don't understand that. If you're vaccinated and I'm not vaccinated, that means you're protected from me. That's what the vaccine does. Unless I'm missing something. I mean, I don't know.
We all know that that's not the case. The vaccination may or may not make it a lot less troublesome if you do catch it. For
who?
For a lot of people, but again, I'm not.
For who in general?
I'm sorry. Say again.
For who?
I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm just telling you what's out there. I'm telling you what's being said, what the current situation is. I'm not telling you you're right or wrong. I'm just telling you, and I'm not even giving you my opinion. I'm telling you that's what they're currently saying, right? You can get the vaccination, and if you get COVID, it won't be as bad because you have been vaccinated.
So then you shouldn't be worried about unvaccinated people then.
Okay. But all right,
because if we're all unvaccinated, if we're all vaccinated and we're giving each other COVID, how is that different if we're all unvaccinated and we give each other COVID?
Because they're saying that the vaccination makes the COVID less. It would be less harmful. So it's protecting you in that sense. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
That's great. So I fine. I don't really believe that, but that's
right.
Fine.
Okay.
So that means that if they're vaccinated and I'm unvaccinated, that I'm the only one that might go to the hospital.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. You're absolutely right about that. Yes.
But I already had COVID, so I have natural immunity. But apparently, in the year 2022, there's no such thing as natural immunity anymore.
Well, how long now? And I'm not busting your balls. I honestly don't know. You had it because you had it almost 2 years ago. So how long does natural immunity last? Forever?
I don't know. All I know is I'm still not sick, and I'm doing fine. I mean, I got, you get a flu.
Sure.
This is a coronavirus, right? So that means that it's like a cold,
right?
And that just means it mutates. The mutation rate is very high.
Yes.
And so even if you get vaccinated, it's no different than a flu shot. Remember how you get a flu shot?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
It's exactly the same thing. You can't predict what the next mutation is going to be.
Right. And I'm with you. I do hope with this current strain, because it does appear to be weak, whether you're vaccinated or not, it does appear to be weak. I'm hoping that it's maybe kind of dying off a little bit, and it's just going to be part of our norm, just like a cold and a flu. That other people choose to get a shot for, and hopefully we can all just survive with it like we do with a bunch of other viruses.
No, it's not going to be normal because look where we are now.
All right,
but the most ridiculous. These guys actually, and you know what's amazing? They didn't officially kick me out of the band, but if you're going to go in the studio with another bass player, that means I'm out of the band as far as I'm concerned.
All right, so let me back this up a little bit. So you said you weren't nobody was talking to you even on Thanksgiving. They didn't send you a message back. Normally they would. You guys. So even
of course.
And even when you stopped touring because you weren't vaccinated, they were still in touch with you.
No, nobody was talking to me. They were pissed. I'm sure they were pissed.
Oh, so they were mad. They were mad. Okay. Is it possible they thought you quit the band already? At that time?
No. If I quit the band, I would say I quit the band.
Right.
I mean, I'm not like them. I just come right out and tell you I quit because I quit the band before. I didn't. You know what? When I quit the band before, I didn't just disappear or didn't say anything.
Yeah, right. Like not answer messages and not show up.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I said, listen, I had enough of you motherfuckers. I'm out of here, and I quit. And that was it. And everybody knew I quit because I made a big deal out of it.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. No, I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit and just get the details.
But you suck at it.
How long has the manager?
You knew that already.
How long has the manager been managing the band?
As long as I've been in the band.
Wow.
It's crazy to me that he didn't contact you. Like
there should have been a conversation.
There should have been a lot of conversations.
I called him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The way he was talking to me was just so condescending. It was unbelievable. Well, if you don't get vaccinated, then you can't go into the studio. Just like I was like, what?
They're just mad that you didn't tour with them because, know.
We don't listen. There's no tours. See, that's what people don't get. This isn't the Blues Traveler. We're just flying here and flying there and doing these ones. We're not actually on a bus or in a van going out for 2 weeks. Every time it's like, Mark, so when's your tour starting? I get so freaking angry when people ask me, when's your tour going to start? We're not on tour. We haven't been on tour since I can remember. All we do is we get a gig on Monday or Saturday. We fly there, come back. Next week we got another gig.
Right. Okay.
We don't have like these actual work. See you later, honey. I'll be back in 3 months. No. I'll be back in 2 hours.
Were venues giving you a hard time? Like, did they say all the band members have to be vaccinated and, you weren't able to go or you just didn't want to go?
Well, I know the Brooklyn Bowl was draconian. I know the Brooklyn Bowl took it to the whole show me your papers level. I mean, what is wrong with these people?
Yeah, we went to MGM and then
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden. We couldn't.
Yeah, they weren't letting people in.
Yeah.
Without proof of vaccination.
Yeah.
Not even a negative test result. It just only people who are vaccinated. That's it.
Why? Why you got to be vaccinated to go into a place? Why? I don't understand that. What does that mean?
Don't ask me,
what
man.
Does that mean? You got the vaccine, so what does that mean? It doesn't even mean anything. No, right. I'm vaccinated. So?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
So only people go in. I mean, these people are so stupid.
So
I can't even stand them anymore.
So did Jay actually say you're not in the band, or did he say you couldn't go in the studio because you're not vaccinated?
I mean, I clearly said. I mean, if you can rewind it, you can hear what I said. I said that he said to me, if you want to go in the studio and record, you're going to have to get vaccinated.
All right. So you're not out of the band.
And take a test.
So you're not out of the band.
No. At that time, I wasn't out of the band.
Okay.
But there's somebody else going to record the bass. once that happens, I don't want to hear nothing from anybody. What I'm saying is that, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to go in the studio and use another bass player, then I must be out of the band. Because there are numerous ways for people to record music nowadays. You could do it remotely.
Yes.
You could leave disgusting piece of shit New York City and go someplace like Nashville or somewhere like that where it's where it's neutral, like Switzerland, right? You could just go in there and everybody could just get together. But that we can't do that because those three guys don't want to be around me because I'm not vaccinated. That's what they're claiming. But then you're going to get on a plane and fly down to Mexico and do a show. You're on a plane full of unvaccinated people sitting right on top of you for 4 hours.
Yeah,
you're going down there and doing the show.
Point.
So as far as I'm concerned, they're probably pissed off because I'm a Trump supporter. You know? That's what it is. Everybody finally had enough of my, I'm a conservative. And that's the thing that really pisses me the fuck off is that, you get to say whatever you want, but I have to be quiet. That's what they're telling me. Mark, you got to calm down. You got to. Why should I do that? Why can't I speak? This is my own personal page. I can do whatever I want. What has it got to do with you?
Have they actually said that to you? Hey, Mark, why don't you take it easy a little bit with that shit?
Yes, people have said it to me.
People involved with the band.
Yes. Keep it down. But if I was a liberal, if I was like, go Joe Biden, and instead of fuck Joe Biden, if I was go Joe, Kamala Harris is the greatest thing that's ever happened, and I love paying higher taxes, and high gas prices really turn me on. If I was like that, everybody would be happy.
Is it, it is possible because they've been with you for a long time. I think they're just looking out for you. They're just worried you're going to have a heart attack because you're getting all upset.
No, I've always been upset. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been upset.
And that's right. That's my point. Now you're getting older. You're in your high 50s. They're worried about you. They just want you to calm down and enjoy yourself. I'm worried about you.
Nobody's worried about me.
I'm totally worried about you. I'm always worried
about you. Those guys,
you.
Listen, you know what your problem is? You're trying to be funny, and you suck at
it. You're not saying anything we don't already know. That's why you are who you are.
Yeah. This is such a tragedy, and people are losing their jobs. People are just
yes, I know.
And listen, I don't understand it. Why is it that you got the vaccine, but you're not happy until the people next door to you get it? Why do you care? Why do you care? So that means what if I don't have the vaccine and you have it, and I'm upset because you got it? Why does it always have to be like that? And it's just stupid liberals. It's always the same thing. You don't have the vaccine. You have to go get the vaccine. Why do I have to get it?
Well,
somebody explain it to me.
Well, you and I have talked privately, and I have told you that part I do disagree with. I know plenty of people who aren't vaccinated who are getting mad at people who are. It goes both ways, in my opinion. But, people, and I respect both sides. That's what it comes down to. Unfortunately, you just have people who don't respect each other's opinions. I mean, we have not. Republicans and Democrats have never been more divided than they are since this started. Probably since the Civil War. And it's a shame.
Trump. Listen, you know what? Everything was nice and quiet. Obama was the president. That piece of crap. And the next thing I know, Trump was the president. And all because I'm just a regular conservative. I was never into politics.
Right.
I was never a big politics dude.
You were just into your atheism.
Right.
Yeah.
I hated Obama, right? Because that stupid health mandate fine thing. Luckily I never got that piece of paper because I was just going to write "fuck you" on it. I was never going to pay that fine.
Yeah.
Stupid loser.
Those are hefty fines too, man.
Anyway, then Trump becomes the president, but unbeknownst to me, all these liberals flipped out. All my friends, all the stupid hippie spin doctor fans, right? All flipped out, and then it was just like a tornado of hate. And people were calling me up personally. People were messaging me personally. Are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Trump supporter? And at first I was like, I got to chill out because, I just wasn't ready for that. I was just trying to be nice. I was trying not to. But then I realized I was getting bullied. As soon as I figured out I was getting bullied, I started fighting back. And that's the reason why we are where we are today. Because you can't bully me. And that's what this is all about. I got a friend right now. He's like, listen, you're posting a lot of misinformation. So I know what's going on. You need to call me, and I will tell you what's going on.
Regarding the band or the coronavirus?
The world.
The coronavirus.
Okay.
He's going to educate me on why I should get the vaccine. Listen, idiot, you got the vaccine, so shut up. The hell? There's 7 billion people on the planet. Why the hell is everybody mad at me?
What really bothers me is that like Mark had to find out. He had to find out whether he was still in the band. That's what floors me. Like I think unless the manager
candy ass shit.
Unless the manager and the band member said to you, okay, if you're not going to get vaccinated, don't call us until you do. And then you would know. And then you would know. But if they didn't say
nobody
anything
would say
to
that,
you,
though.
But here's something that I'm wondering. Again, trying to play devil's advocate a little bit. Do they? Because spin doctors. You guys are known to be such a great live band. Do you guys record that way? Do you record live?
No, we nitpick it. I mean, you would think. But
it's a lot of your songs sound like it's live. Like a live.
Yeah, but we're good musicians. I mean, those guys. Listen. When I first got in that band, those guys were badasses. We used to just do all kinds of driving in the crazy weather. I remember one time we were going somewhere, and I think both Aaron and Eric were bedridden. We got up, did the show, and it was the middle of the winter, and went back to sleep. It's like, what happened to those? What happened to that?
Well, it's
now if you sneeze next to one of them, they're going to freaking start crying.
well, that's
what
the
the hell's
irony
wrong
of
with
it,
you?
Mark. Like Chris Barron is the one who gave me and Mark COVID. I'm still not over that. Here I am just minding my own business, going to see a concert. I go home a few days later. I'm deathly ill. Mark is too. So Chris, who's not letting you in the band, he diseased us 2 years ago.
And it's funny? I did the show with COVID.
Right.
And then I drove all the way back to Houston with it. So I don't want to hear it.
What's the issue with just getting tested? I mean, I know people have their issues with the vaccine, and I'm cool with that. I don't personally feel it should be mandated or a law. I personally feel it should be a choice. I don't have a problem with you get it or not. But what's the problem with getting the test and showing the guys, here, look, I got a negative test. Here I come.
Because I don't respect my peers. I'll get tested if I have to go to another country, which I'm never going to do anyway. If I go in your store and you own the store and you say to me, sir, can you please put on a mask? I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to either put it on or I'm going to leave. But if I'm in the store and another person's in the store and they ask me to put on a mask on, then we're going to go 2 rounds. Simple as that. Don't tell me what to do. I don't need to show people in the band a goddamn test. Are you serious? That's the most ridiculous thing ever. So every time I go someplace, I gotta show somebody a test. Look at me, I'm negative. Oh, can I come and play with you now? Oh, can I hang out with you now? Oh, here's my negative test. Oh my God.
Meanwhile, as he's saying, he'll be on the plane. Chris will be on the plane with 1,000 unvaccinated people.
I hear you. I agree
He'll
with
go out
that.
to dinner and hang out in a bar, and there's inevitably
I'm gonna show,
5
I'm
people
gonna
in
show,
there not vaccinated.
I've been in the band for 30 years, and now I got to show these motherfuckers a test. Are you serious? It's a good thing Jay wasn't standing in front of me. I probably would have knocked him right out. I was so pissed. I was like, "Are you serious, dude? I'm gonna come all the way to New York City, and I got to have a test, a piece of paper in my hand. And I go, here, guys, here's my test. Can I record now?"
So do you?
I will cut my arms off first.
That's not good for a bass player.
That's true.
I'm not doing nothing. Listen.
Forget the 4 fingers will be a 20.
I don't do things that don't make sense. That's the way it is. I'm not doing it.
So how did you guys get along before this? You think this is just an excuse to dump your ass?
I don't know. They can't be that stupid. So it's got to be something else. You're going to sit there and tell me, listen, you're going to still, if you were so, because this is what, because Aaron caught COVID already.
Right. Well, we know Chris did already too.
Well, he doesn't. He claims he doesn't have it. He didn't have it. I know Jason just got it. So, this is the problem. If you're so worried about your health, then you shouldn't even be doing shows.
Right. I agree. If this is how they're going to feel about it, I agree.
You shouldn't even, if you're so concerned that little old me shows up in the studio and I'm spreading all these germs and you're going to all get sick and die, then why the hell would you get on a plane with all these unvaccinated people? It's sneezing and eating and blowing their nose and whatever.
It's a shame because that's why I asked how you got along before, because musically, the four of you, because the Spin Doctors have put out albums where it's not the same four guys, and there's some good stuff on those albums, but it doesn't compare.
I don't think so.
It doesn't compare to the four of you, and even now, the bass player they have now, super bass player, phenomenal bass player. And I love him with Lenny Kravitz. I loved him in Little Steven's band.
No, Jack Daly's he's a great bass player. I mean, I actually told them to get Jack.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, because Aaron knows him too. Mm-hmm. We all know him, but he's a liberal and he's vaccinated, and he's a militant vaccinated person. So they may be all. You know what happened? They probably did all these shows with him, and then it was like, you know what? This is so much better without Mark. This is just so much better. He's liberal. We're liberal. We're all vaccinated. We're like a happy family now. We're all white. This is great.
Well, you're white.
You're Mark White.
Yeah, you're Mark White.
Yeah.
Maybe they couldn't handle it with your.
When I get angry, I'm black. Just remember that.
You're Mark Black.
Maybe they just couldn't.
I'm the black dude when I get angry, I'm the black dude from the Bronx.
Whoa.
Not Queens, the Bronx.
The Bronx.
Remember that. Not the same. Queens, I lived in the Bronx and then I lived in Queens. And Queens is, but the Bronx is like, yo, it's time to go 2 rounds. What's wrong with you?
Just 2, huh?
That's all it takes.
Well, I think it was bad for him. I think the manager is mostly to blame, but all those guys, you've been together way too long to be treated that way.
Well, that's fine. They can treat what they can do. Listen, you can do whatever the hell you want. I don't have to participate. I don't have to be a part of your stupid, twisted program.
All right, so let's
kiss my ass. Listen, what people don't understand is that I don't do stupid stuff. Like, I don't do things that don't make sense. It's impossible for me to do it. And if I question everything. See, when the vaccine came out, Aaron ran right down there and got it. And I was like, well, I don't need to get it because I already had COVID. But that whole MAR or whatever it's called in front of it, the vaccine, made me think twice about it. I was like, well, what is that? Why isn't it just a vaccine? What's going on? So I had to find out what it was, and I was like, there's no way I'm getting that shit.
Right.
I'm not doing that. But then I was like, well, I don't have to do it because I'm already vaccinated. So I'm just sitting in my house chilling, and then I look at the news. Well, natural immunity doesn't exist anymore. What? Natural immunity wears off. Natural immunity. It's just like, and then here's the thing. Why are they pushing it so hard? Why are they pushing it so hard? Why is it such, people getting fired, you can't go into a place, you can't do this, you got to get vaccinated? Why?
Because Trump gave billions to Johnson & Johnson, and he wants his buddies to get their money. I'm just pumping you up, man. I'm just joking.
One of my goofy friends actually said, well, you're a Trump supporter, and Trump got it. I said, you see, that's the difference between conservatives and liberals. Conservatives think, and so they just don't follow their leaders blindly. You're a liberal, so you're just going to do whatever they tell you. You're no different than a stupid sheep. I mean, what's wrong with you? You can't think for 5 seconds.
I'll give you that, man.
You can't figure out something for 5 seconds. You're just going to believe everything that they tell you.
I personally think it's on both sides, but yeah, I'll give you that. Blind faith will get you killed. Absolutely. So, all right. So let me ask you this: if they did call you, let's say it's September 2021, Jay or whoever or Eric, any of the guys, call you up and say, okay, look, you're still not vaccinated. You don't plan on getting vaccinated. But we want to go into the studio. We've got a nice little chemistry going with Jack. I just want to let you know we're going to take him into the studio with us. You would be okay with that, just because he let you know in advance?
No, I would have been like, you're a bunch of cowards, and don't ever call me again. You don't do that. That's not what you do. Listen, the band didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. If this stupid COVID crap wasn't around and all these stupid governments weren't just harassing everybody, then this wouldn't even be a problem. But what happens is that every day you turn on CNN. Oh, you're going to die. you're going to die every day. You're going to die. If you don't do this, you're going to die. Oh, my God, you're going to die. And then eventually, liberals start believing it. And so now they become the draconians. Because so, what's the name? What's the stupid president? His mandate got shot down at Supreme Court, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, oh, thank God, we can all relax now. No. So what happens? So now we see all the tyrant companies. Well, we're still going to enforce the vaccine. The spin doctors. Well, we're still going to enforce the vaccine. See what I mean? And we don't even have more than 100 employees. It's just the four of us.
Right. Yeah.
Stupid. I mean, for somebody to say,
studio rule or no? Just these guys.
What?
Is this the studio rule?
Sallie, do I have to come out there?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yay! Bring Aaron. Yay!
Yeah, but it ain't going to be good for you if I have to come out there.
No, we're okay with it.
It's not the studio rules. It's the band rules. Because, listen, you can just say no. If all these musicians were like me and just said, you know what, we're not going to put up with this, then all these venues would be like, okay, we're not going to do it, because they would be losing money.
Right. And
because that's what's happening right now.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of people losing money, so they're calling back all their unvaccinated people. Yeah. Because you can't just fire a whole bunch of unvaccinated people, and then who's going to fill? If you're a doctor, a nurse, a pilot, those things take years to fulfill.
Right.
So now they're calling all these people back. They're not telling you they're calling them back, but they're calling them back. It's outrageous. And I've done so much reading and research and whatever. I know that I am not ever going to get that vaccine. Me and my wife are never going to get it. That's it. And I haven't been inside a store since August.
How do you get your stuff?
Because I refuse to wear a mask.
So you're buying your stuff on Amazon?
On Amazon, and I do Instacart.
See, but now
you can kiss my ass.
See, now you're putting people out of work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. That's your problem. If you got these stupid rules you want people to follow, and then they don't follow them, that's on you. Why should I participate in insanity? You got these little kids wearing masks. Kids are supposed to get dirty. They're supposed to be nasty. That's how you build your immunity. Mm-hmm. So when these kids get older, they're not going to have any immunity, and they're going to get sick. It's ridiculous. It's outrageous to put a mask on a kid. That's like child abuse as far as I'm concerned.
I am hoping that herd immunity, comes about and we can just get past this once and for all.
You can't. Listen. This is a coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
And you just got to let it run its course.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Build an immunity. Let it go. I mean, we're getting this Omicron virus now, and it's the weakest one we've had. And even when we've had other strains, we were still hearing about this next one that's coming. We're not even hearing that now. So I'm really hoping that we're kind of on the downswing. You're going to hear it, Mark White.
Because this is political. Listen, if you think this is about health, it ain't about health. Because if it was about health, all the wimpy people, like the dudes in my band, would never leave their houses.
I agree with you. I do feel, unfortunately, that it has become political.
Truly about health. Oh my God. Yep. I got my lung is this. Jay told me Aaron has asthma. Well, I never heard of that. I never heard that before.
You never knew that Aaron had asthma?
Well, I have no idea what the hell these people are talking about. I've known the guy for 30 years, and I never heard that until the other night.
Because you left New York. He doesn't have time to give you his day-to-day status.
He has no air to tell you about it.
He can't breathe to talk to you.
It's a good thing that you laugh at your own jokes.
Somebody's got to. Well, all right. Here's another one I got for you. If they replace you with the guy from Earth, Wind, and Fire, would you be okay with that?
Who?
The bass player from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Listen, I'm already okay with all of this.
Because he's black. He's black, and his last name is White. So I thought that would be a perfect replacement.
What's his first
name? So you must have been thinking about that all last night.
I couldn't wait to come on the air today just to give you that joke.
You couldn't wait to drop that, right?
Couldn't wait. I was on my mind all weekend. I was all proud of myself that I was.
The only thing that I wish I had was the power of Mr. Fantastic. Because instead of coming out there, I could just stretch my hand all the way out there and just pop you in your bald head.
Your bald head. You get off
around.
You get off the phone. You go to Aaron. You should have heard this one. It was so funny. He set me up good.
No,
It was
I'm
so
not
fun.
going to say that at all because that was just. But what's wrong with you?
We actually have some ideas for you.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear that.
Well, we figured. So now you need a band. So we have a list of Republican musicians or celebrities that you could form a band with. Because then you won't have these problems.
Okay, Mr. Unfunny Tony, go ahead.
Well, Ted Nugent, he's a guitar player. He's Republican. Gene Simmons, I mean, he's a bass player, but so there's two basses in the band. I mean, it works. Kelsey Grammer, and who does sing, so he's a fine celebrity. Dennis Quaid, who is a guitar, he does play guitar. He played Jerry Lee Lewis in that movie.
Oh, that's true.
He's Republican. Let's not forget, of course, Scott Baio.
Yeah.
Scott Baio sang on Joni Loves Chachi. Him and Joni used to sing together. I would laugh my ass off. Joni Loves Chachi. There they are singing. There's Mark in the background.
Scott Baio's like 5 feet.
Clint Eastwood. He's badass.
Does he sing or play an
Yes,
instrument?
he does. He's an excellent jazz pianist.
Really?
Yeah, swear to God.
All right.
And he does sing. Yes,
Yeah,
he does.
These are all good opportunities.
First of all, I'm not a Republican.
What are you then?
He's kind of a
I'm a
libertarian.
goddamn conservative.
He's
I'm not a Republican.
Ooh.
I'm
He's
at
like a
war with everybody
libertarian.
else.
He reeks of it.
Republicans are nothing but candy asses anyway. Why do you think we're having all these problems? They just stand around and do nothing. Bunch of losers. The whole thing is a bunch of losers. Listen, you know what my motto in life is? My code is leave me alone and I will leave you alone. That's it.
Libertarianism.
I don't want any help from you. I don't want anything from you. If you think I'm going to get on the phone and call those clowns and try to work this out, I'm never going to do that. It's never going to happen. If they call me and they want to work this out, I might do it. I'll be like, all right, you know what? Because I haven't done anything wrong.
Oh, yeah.
If I actually did something wrong, I would actually call those guys and be like, I'm sorry, what can we do? But I didn't do anything wrong. So as long as I haven't done anything wrong, you can kiss my damn ass. I ain't doing nothing.
Well, right.
I'm not trying to fix anything.
Nobody's saying he did anything wrong. They're just saying he looked. Their reasons might be.
They're doing something wrong. I'm sorry, but what they're doing is wrong.
Not getting in touch with you was definitely not a smart move.
Listen, anybody that fires another person because of this nonsense
And
is
doesn't tell
doing
them.
something wrong. Because you're like my friends, my friend. They're so belittling. Just get the vaccine. Just get the shot. What the hell's wrong with you? Don't you know do you even know what's in there? Why would I want to put that in me? I don't know what that is. I don't trust the people who put that thing together. Why should I trust it?
Do you think that you've put worse stuff in your body through foods or
You know what? I knew you were going to say that. You know why?
Because everybody says it.
Right, and you want to know something? That's my choice. If I decide I want to eat pork rinds, that's my choice.
Okay.
If I decide I don't want to put that stupid vaccine in me, that should be my choice.
I
Nobody
agree.
gets mad at me when I'm not eating pork rinds, right?
Right.
I'm going to go. So why didn't you get the pork rinds? What? You should eat the pork rinds, but I don't want to. But just eat them anyway. Nobody does that.
Does Erin get mad at you if you don't eat what she cooks?
No, nobody gets mad at you when you don't want to do something except for this one thing. And fur. For some reason, people get upset when you wear fur. Or when you eat meat. That's the same thing. You got a vegetarian. Like, there's all kinds of vegetarians, right? But the one who loves animals and thinks animals shouldn't die, even though the animals are actually killing each other themselves, that person is like, why you got to eat that meat? I almost got into a fight with somebody in Central Park over meat.
Over meat?
Yeah, because I was going to get chicken wings, and he got upset. Spin Doctor fan, too.
Oh,
damn hippies.
So the hippie...
completely useless.
The hippie fan recognized you? He actually said, hey, Mark White, I love your band, but you're eating chicken, you son of a bitch.
No, this is before we were even famous. This was just the regular people, they were coming to the shows all the time.
Right.
This is back when you were still in high school.
So let's just say for shits and giggles, 2 weeks from now, they say, okay, you know what? We beat the Omni strain, and it looks like things are calming down. Vaccinations are no longer mandated. They're by choice. You don't have to wear masks anymore. We're good. You still don't call the guys up and say, all right, I can come out now?
No, I'm not calling anybody. I'm not doing anything. I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't got to do anything.
How did you get back into the band after you left the first time?
Somebody called me.
And somebody called you and said that we'd like to get the 4 guys back together?
Oh God, it's almost so painful talking to you. It's like
Well,
I don't even know what to do with myself.
What I do now?
Keep quiet. So the Wetlands wanted to do. It was such a beautiful story. The Wetlands wanted to do some last shows before they closed down.
Right. The
And
Wetlands
so-
a popular place in the city. Yep.
Right. They wanted us to do a one last show. So they called me up and asked me would I do it. And even though I was pissed off at those guys, still, I said, you know what? I'll do it. And so I went up there and I did it, and it was great. We had a great show. I don't even think we rehearsed that much. I don't even know what we did, but it was like nothing changed because we're on that level.
Yeah, you're a good.
Right.
band.
Like I said, when it's the 4 of you, no disrespect to Jack Daly, but when it's the 4 of you, you guys just have a great chemistry together. Absolutely.
No, it's great.
And I knew the story, by the way. I just wanted you to repeat it so our viewers could hear it. See, that's why I'm a good host, because I'm, bringing everything together here, piecing it all together.
Yeah. But, that's not going to happen this time, because listen, the reason why I quit the last time was because they were making a stupid record, which I hated. And I was just like, I can't be a part of this. This record sucks. We're not even, what are we doing? And the same thing, why are we recording now? We had all this time to record these records, right?
Yeah.
We had last year, the year before that, the year before that. Why now?
Mm-hmm.
Chris was doing his solo thing. Eric was doing his solo thing. Why couldn't y'all just do the Spin Doctor thing? Why is it you guys come first, and then when you're done and your records don't sell anything and nobody's interested in your own records, why is it then now you're ready to do the Spin Doctor thing? Why can't you do the Spin Doctor thing first, then do your solo shit afterwards?
Right.
Like, I don't get that.
Well, you guys did.
Or why can't you do your solo stuff and we don't even know about it? It doesn't affect the band in any way.
Right. But you guys did attempt, when you were all giving each other the COVID, January of 2020, you guys did. I remember you went into the studio after the Brooklyn Bowl and after the Paramount gig, but then everybody was too sick, so you had to cut it down. You had to shut it
Not
down.
Chris. He just had a mere cold.
Yeah,
It was
well,
just
listen,
me and Mark who
but
had
you don't
COVID.
give up.
Okay.
You
All
don't
right.
give up.
Right.
You just keep doing it. You got to, look, what happened to these guys?
Yeah.
I'm only one dude. So I can't do anything. And nobody listens to me anyway.
What'd you say?
Every time I have a suggestion or something or whatever, forget it. They don't listen to me. So I have to wait for them. I got to wait for them to decide when they want to do something. I'm not the leader of the band.
So
it's those three.
It's
always been those three and me. And if you can't see that, then you're a retard. I don't know what to tell you. That's exactly what it is. And that's the reason why I'm sitting over here. If they really cared and they really wanted this to work out, they'd be like, listen, we're going to do some tracks and we're going to do it remotely. First of all, because I'm all the way in stupid Oregon to begin with.
Yeah.
Or you could say, listen, when are we going to meet in Nashville? Because that's probably the only place that you could go to without a whole bunch of drama. But just do it remotely. That's what everybody else is doing.
And you guys did that last year. You put out some YouTube videos of you guys doing some tunes remotely. All 4 of you were in separate places.
Yeah. But you know what? They probably got a record deal. Somebody's probably paying for it and is working out in New York City. I don't know what the details are. Nobody's talking to me. I'm not going to call up and find out. I'm going to go, hey, Jay, can you tell me what's going on exactly? Because I really would like to know. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So Jay said the band. So what? So you called him and said, hey, is this true? The band's recording in the city?
No, not the city. Without me. Oh my God.
Recording in the city without you. Yeah, that's what I meant. And he said, yes, it's true. And he said, you're not vaccinated.
I don't know where they're recording. I just know that they're recording. It could be in the city. It could be upstate New York.
Right.
All I know is that Chris told somebody, that they were going in the studio with another bass player. That's what I found out. And then I called up and flipped out. And when I say I flipped out, I was screaming.
Yeah.
Jay hung up on me.
Oh, all right. That's where I was going. I wanted to know how the conversation ended. Wow, he actually hung up on you?
Yeah, well, it's bullshit.
Yeah, because I was flipping the hell out.
You've had issues with this manager before, haven't you?
What?
You've had issues with the manager before, haven't you?
No, Jay's great. I love Jay.
Oh, all right. My apologies. I'm confusing it with somebody else.
No, Jay's Jay. He's the fifth spin doctor, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know.
And his job was to let you know. It's crazy.
Right. But but for some strange reason, he's caught up in it. Get your vaccine, otherwise you can't play. Get your vaccine. You can't play unless you have your vaccine. You got to be vaccinated against the thing that you get the virus even when you're vaccinated. I mean, does that make sense? So this is what I'm supposed to believe. Okay, you guys got vaccinated so you wouldn't get COVID, right? Okay, but now you got COVID and you're vaccinated. So, okay, Mark, go get the vaccine so you don't get COVID. What?
Right. Yeah, I do. I agree.
I mean, and you know what's funny? I got friends that will sit there and try to explain to me, and I'm just like, you know what? You sound so stupid that I literally cannot even listen to you anymore, and I have to go.
See,
my friend's trying to convince me. And, you know, and the way people talk to me, it's not about health. It's definitely about just complying. Do you realize the more you bend over, the deeper they stick it in? That's what people are finding out now. See, I don't bend over. I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that.
I just got in the arm. I don't know what you.
Yeah, he's talking about something completely different. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm standing my ground. I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm not wearing a mask, and I'm not taking a damn test. You can take all your little hysteria and all that nonsense. You can stick it right up your ass. I'm not a part of that. I'm not down with these people. So that's it. And there's a whole bunch of people just like me, too. And that's a good thing. It's not like I'm the only, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and it's just Mark White against everybody else.
Oh, absolutely.
There's plenty of people like me.
Absolutely right. There are plenty. But that's what it comes down to, the fact that people just aren't respecting each other's opinions. If you want to go get it, go get it. If you don't want to go get it.
No, that's not it.
That is it.
It's not respecting each other. No, it's not respecting. There's one side that's pissed off at the other side. Do you think I care if you got a vaccine? You could get a vaccine every single day, and it wouldn't bother me one bit.
That's exactly what I just said. Because that's the problem. If people want to go get it, go get it. If people don't want to get it, don't get it.
But no, Mark's saying that it isn't like that. Like, Mark can't be in this group anymore because they have all decided that he has to get it.
Right, and I'm saying, and that's the problem. That I'm agreeing with him. That's the problem. Each side shouldn't care about the other side, is what I'm saying.
But no, Mark's saying that it's not that. Yeah, it is. One side doesn't care.
It's definitely the people on the left, liberals, mostly liberals, who are upset at the unvaccinated people. They're vaccinated. As soon as you get vaccinated, you become, Mr. condescending badass, and you don't got a vaccine. I mean, I got invited to a party, but it was through a friend, and he calls me up and he says, "Hey man, we can't go to the party." And I was like, "What's going on?" "Well, we're not vaccinated." "What?" He sent me an email. He says, "Look, if you're not vaccinated, please don't come to the party." And I was like, thank God he didn't email me, because I would have emailed him back in all caps. "You motherfucking coward, fuck you, sucker." I would have just gone off on his ass.
Right.
Don't ever tell me. That's what I just did to Jay. You're telling me I can't go in the studio unless I'm vaccinated? I just cursed his ass out. The hell are you? This isn't the police. This isn't the government. Even I would curse the government out too, but these are your friends are going to tell you, "Sorry, but you're not vaccinated, so you can't come to the Christmas party. Vaccinated only." What? But you're vaccinated, you idiot. That means you're vaccinated against unvaccinated people. I mean, I can't believe people are this stupid. I just can't believe it. It's like the Twilight Zone, where, the guy is, everybody's a pig and she's the beautiful person. I just don't understand it. How can you be this stupid? How can you be this stupid? Think about it. You're vaccinated. So all my life, I'm 59 years old. All my life, a vaccine works like this. I'm vaccinated, so I don't have to worry about all these diseased people over here.
Right.
Because I'm vaccinated. That's what it is. Right? You get the mumps, you get the measles, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
you don't get booster shots. I never got a booster measles shot. I don't. Where's all that stuff? Now you got people 3 shots, 4 shots. When does it end? And for what? I had COVID. I got my ass kicked. I survived.
Right.
Probably got it again. Nothing happened. It just gets weaker and weaker.
Yeah,
and then you can't even say that the vaccine is making people ill because you just get banned. I got friends who had problems with the vaccine. I can't say anything because that's not true. Remember when people were getting in car accidents and they go, he died of COVID. People were drowning. He died of COVID. Remember, you jump out the plane, your parachute doesn't open. That was COVID, right?
Well, yeah, the parachute had COVID.
But now, when people get the vaccine and something happens to them, it's not the vaccine's fault. You see how it changes? And you remember when Trump was the president and he was pushing the stupid vaccine, and all the liberals were like, "Well, I'm never going to get that. I'm never going to put that thing in there. That thing's I don't trust that vaccine." And then Susan Biden gets it. Where's my vaccine?
Yeah, I remember.
Why you don't get the vaccine?
Yeah,
it's political.
And I'm not disagreeing that it's become political. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But I will disagree with that. That's the first thing I think you said that I'm going to totally disagree with. The liberals weren't saying we're not going to get the vaccine when Trump is still president.
What? When I hang up this phone, I'll send you a compilation of all these stupid liberals saying that exact thing.
But that's exactly the problem right there. You have if
they're saying
if you
I'm showing you. I'm showing you a video of them actually saying it.
And I
don't know what to tell you.
And I'm not disputing that, and I'm sure there is a video like that. But what I'm saying is, if you have an argument that you need support for, anybody can go on the internet and find their videos to support it. There's
that's not true.
Shitheads on all sides, is what I'm saying, and there's smart people on all sides.
Oh yes. It's funny.
Absolutely.
Only the people on the left say that. You never see people on the right say that. It's always on the left. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
If they're actually saying it, then they're saying it. It's not something I'm digging up or I put together. It's not.
I'm not saying you put it together, but you have a percentage of people on both sides, no matter what your subject is, that will support or argue it.
Well, but what I'm saying is, if you're watching CNN or MSNBC or anything like that, then you're not getting the full picture. Just like if you just watch Fox News, you're not getting the full picture.
I agree 100% with that.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Right. I
agree.
agree.
If you're just watching one little thing, I'm not doing that. I'm looking at all the stuff that they're banning. So all the stuff that you can't watch, I'm watching it. And that's why I'm not getting the vaccine. I will throw myself into a river of boiling oil before I do it. I'm never going to do it.
Well, I
don't care what I don't care what happens. I'll lose all my stuff. I'll be homeless. Whatever they have to do, I will never get that vaccine. And the more you want me to get it, the more I'm not going to get it.
Well, I
will never do it.
We're not trying to make you do it. We just hope that you guys figure this out because we want to see you back with the band. We do have.
We're not going to listen. When you become a coward, candy ass piece of shit, I don't know what else to tell you.
I predict you'll be back.
Because that's coward ass, candy ass piece of shit. Who the hell does that? I mean, you know what's funny? I was watching these other band members getting fired from their band over this, and I was thinking, this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen to me.
Oh, you showed that?
It's not going to happen. We're not going to do that.
I just put it up.
And then what happens? The exact same thing. Because Jack shows up, and it's like a little liberal party up in there now. Everybody's all happy. I don't really care.
I predict.
I'm just like.
By 2024, you'll be back in the band.
What?
By anywhere between now and 2024, the latest, you will be back in the Spin Doctors. That's my prediction.
Well, you know what? It's not because I did anything. It won't because I did. Because I will listen. I don't beg for nothing. I don't get on my knees. I don't do nothing. Right. I stand my ground. And if you come back to me, that means you're going to change your stupid attitude. So that means if I'm back in the band, I'm still not vaccinated. I'm still not wearing a mask, and I'm still not getting tested because I'm not getting tested. I'm not taking a goddamn test, and I'm going to show it to you. Who the hell are you? That I got to show you my test. Here's my test. And I got to do that every time I show up?
I'm not.
How many times do I have to do that? Like, that's what I asked Jay. That's why me and Jay were getting into this huge fight. How many times do I have to show a test? Every time I go into this, like every day or every 3 days or once a week.
I'm not.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not saying that you're back in the band because you changed your ways. I just hope all you guys figure it out and get you back, because you guys, the four of you, should be in that band
you know,
together.
There's no figuring out. Stop being a jerk. That's it.
All right, fine. I hope they all stop being jerks.
You know, grow up. I mean, this is ridiculous.
If Aaron called you, if Aaron called you up right now, would you take the call?
Yeah, I would. Anybody that calls me, I'm taking the call, because I would love to hear what anybody's got to say. But like I said, I am not budging, because why should I? This is stupid. All the people who know it's stupid are saying this is stupid. And everybody who isn't, it's the same thing. My friend, on Instagram, he's just like, well, you got a lot of misinformation up there, and I know a lot about this, and so I can educate you. And what? What is wrong with you? He's going to educate me, and then I'm going, oh, you know what? Tony told me what to do, and now I'm going to run out and get the vaccine. I'll be back in 20 minutes, dear. I trust it. He's just, what is he doing? First of all, this is what people have to understand. All of us don't know shit. The only thing we know is what they tell us. None of us has an electron microscope or a magnifying glass or any kind of that. We don't have a lab. So we just read something, and we either choose to believe it or we don't.
Right. I agree with that.
Right. That's it. So I don't trust you. So I'm not taking the vaccine because I don't trust you. So you can still trust things, just like some people don't believe the earth is round. Right? I got up in the Concorde. I looked down at the earth. It was round. I was like, well, you know what? Now I know it. I didn't know it before. People told me it was round. I saw pictures of it was round. I never actually saw that it was round. I believed that it was round. But now I know it's round because I can see it. And that's how I live my life. I have to know. And so I learned enough from the people who are for the vaccine. I listen to all that stuff, and I listen to all the people who are against the vaccine, and I listen to all that stuff, and I know I have natural immunity because I understand how that works. And so I don't need to put the vaccine. And plus I see all these people having all these bad, these horrible problems with it. So I'm not going to get it. I just talked to a doctor friend of mine yesterday. He's a doctor. He owns three clinics, and he said to me he's seen people have hand problems. So imagine if I got that shot, because everybody pressured me into getting it, and then my fingers all got whacked out, or I suffer from whatever. What's that dude? Eric Clapton suffered from, right?
Right. Yeah.
Everybody would have to be running for their lives now.
So either way, you'd be out of the band. So just go get the shot. What's the difference?
Yeah, I'm not getting that shot. If I get the shot, I'm going to put it right in your ass, because you probably need another one anyway.
I can use any help I can get, pal. All right.
Is there a shot that will make you funny, because that's what you need?
That's why I keep coming here every day. I'm hoping somebody's got it.
You got to do something.
I'm working on it, pal. Appreciate your time as always. Is Erin home now? Can you just go to her and get a nice big hug from her, and she'll make you feel better?
Listen. I'm in a good mood, man. I'm married to a wonderful woman.
Yes, you are.
We got a nice house. We had a big giant hole. The ice storm hit the top of the roof, and we didn't know it. And then it started raining, and so we had to tear the roof out. I mean, not the roof, the ceiling out in the living room. And these guys just came up in here and put that thing all back together again. And I was like, see, that's a real man. I'm just a musician. Those are men.
Absolutely. And they do it quick, too, right?
Musician. I didn't even know. I should have watched them do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to begin to do what they did. They just put the whole thing back together again.
It's amazing what they do.
It's unbelievable. So I was just like, wow. So we're happy about that.
Nice.
And she just went down to Texas looking for houses. So she's, we found some nice houses.
Wow.
And because I got to go back to Texas. I can't live in this blue state. This state is goddamn masks. She wanted to make. You know what they're trying to do here in Oregon? They're trying to make masks permanent.
Oh, no kidding.
Forever. So all these people will be dead, and 3 generations from now, kids are like, why are we wearing masks?
It's an improvement. It's an improvement for some people.
It's unbelievable. And so, but you know what's funny about this state? It's really a lot of conservatives here. And so you go into the store, and people aren't wearing masks. Some people are, some people aren't. And the cops, there's not enough cops here. It's not like New York City where there's a cop for every 10 people.
Right,
Well, actually, there's 10 cops for every one person, and so they can't really. And these cops ain't gonna enforce it. Excuse me, sir. Will you please put your mask on? Yeah, well, I'm walking around. I walk the stupid dog. And nobody's wearing a mask. It's great. So, but Texas should be better.
Good. I'm glad you're moving back down there. You get your way with her, man. She's a good woman.
You don't get it, dude. She wants to move to Texas. I would stay here. I don't care. I don't care where I live.
Yeah, but
you think all this blue?
She'd be listening to you the whole time, complain about it, and then
That's what you would like to believe, right? But that's not the truth. The truth is, she was down there, and she says, "I want to go someplace where I'm free," because like we can't go to dinner here. I'm just going to get into a fight, right? So we don't go to dinner here. Plus, the food sucks. If there was ever a state where the food sucks, this is it. And I've been to all 50 states, and this state's got the worst food. I can't believe it. It sucks here. As a matter of fact, there's a barbecue place, and the black people from Memphis, and that's the only good thing in this entire freaking town. Everything else here sucks. I had Indian food. I wanted to go back there and kick the guy's ass. I had Chinese food. I was like, "Are you people serious? We're closer to China than New York City, and it sucks. What's wrong with you?" So nothing's good here. So I don't even eat out. I don't even eat out. All I have is the barbecue grill, my man pan, and my air fryer, and that's it.
Yeah, she's got to get you. Yeah, she's got to get you back down there quick because you need to cheer up.
I am cheered up. I'm a very happy man right now.
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm very happy, dude. you know what's great? You know what makes me happy? You can't bully me. I can do whatever the hell I want. I don't care. You can threaten me. You can take all my stuff away. It doesn't matter. I'll still be happy because I'm not doing what you want me to do.
We're not doing any of that.
That's true happiness, is when you get to do what you want to do, and you don't care about the consequences because that's freedom, baby.
We're not trying to take anything away. We're just going to pull a J and hang up because we're out of time.
Oh, yeah, we are?
Yeah, we got to go.
But thank God. I was trying to keep talking because I was like, please let this be over with.
Thank you, pal, and all the best. And I mean that sincerely. I really do hope it gets figured out. I do hope to see you back with the band. And I I do. Of course I do. And I in all seriousness, I hope you're hanging in there okay. I know it must be upsetting. I'd be really pissed
I'd
too.
be really mad.
So
yeah, I'm you know what? I'm really mad, but I'm not really mad.
Yeah,
I'm just going. You know what? I'm just living my life. Whatever happens, happens.
Cool.
Kiss my ass. I don't care.
Hugs to Aaron.
Absolutely, and thanks.
Hugs to you too.
Thank you, pal, and we appreciate you. I know it's early over there, so thanks for giving us the time.
Yeah, no problem. And tell that pizza guy I still miss his pizza because you definitely can't get any pizza in this stupid town.
Well, as soon as you guys get back here, that's where we'll go.
Well, as soon as New York City grows up, I'll come back.
They're working on it. All right, we'll talk to you soon, bro. Thanks, man.
Okay. All right.
Thanks,
See you, Mark. Mark White, ladies and gentlemen. Always a good time with Mark. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for the comments. There were some great comments coming through, but we got to go tonight at 6:30. Steve Squared, and tonight at 8 o'clock. Flip Tracks Radio will be here. Excellent. And then Sallie and I will see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia.